Okay, everybody, I figured out what happened to the manual. As a matter of fact, I looked up the manual on my desktop computer here, and I found the instruction manual for Ruger PC carbine. It's actually, and I read the whole thing. It took a while. It didn't take any time on this video because, you know, it's a video and I edited it. I didn't even film the part where I just sat here and read this manual. The manual on these, very, very, very in-depth and thorough. And for any firearms purchase, the first thing you should do is read the manual. Now, I have extensive background in firearms use and handling. I'm going to be serious for a minute. I started out shooting when I was a little kid with my dad in the backyard, you know, upstate, not in Brooklyn, obviously, but in our house here upstate. Not the house in Brooklyn, obviously. You know, and my father always stressed firearm safety. Okay. I trained with the Boy Scouts, rifle shotgun merit badge. When I was in the Boy Scouts, yes, I was a Boy Scout. Then I didn't deal with firearms for a long time, pretty much until I started working at Sile Distributors in New York City, okay, which was a big importer of firearms and gun store and stuff. So every person who worked there, whether you were a secretary or if you were a like I was, I actually had to handle firearms. I didn't do this like I'm playing bass, but I had to handle firearms because I worked in the warehouse. I was a picker-packer, so to speak. I get an order, I have to go say, okay, I need 2 of these rifles, I need 1 of these shotguns, and I would put them into crates and ship them out. So I had to, and we weren't even shooting guns, we were just handling them. So, and then of course I joined the Army after that, and you know, if you want to talk about extensive firearms training, yes, I was in the infantry. I was a rifleman, so my job was carrying a rifle. Okay, and then when I got out of the Army, I worked for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. I went to Glencoe, and the training program at Glencoe, Georgia, is probably one of the best in the world. It doesn't matter if you're corrections or if you're marshals or if you're DEA, FBI, whatever your course is the best course that you can get. Mine, the course that I took, obviously, I mean, you know, skipping buckshot off the sidewalk under cars, you know, I know all about shooting, but the most important thing is handling and safely handling these firearms, okay? I cannot stress that enough, all right? Let me grab my chest. All right? Cannot stress it enough. I'm being completely serious, and that's one thing on this channel I'll never really be as totally serious, but right now, this is as stone cold, sober, and serious as I will ever be. Okay? Do not screw around with guns. Anyway, back to the fun. So now that everybody's been properly trained in firearm safety, I'm going to get back to the Ruger PC carbine in 9mm. Now, people would say, why, Uncle Robbie, why do you want a pistol caliber carbine? Well, one, it's fun as hell, okay? shooting's a fun sport. It's a you know, a great pastime. Now, 9mm ammunition is the only ammunition that I can find even relatively close to 22 caliber ammunition. I can get 22 caliber ammunition for as little as 3 cents a round. If you get a 100-round box of the good 22 ammunition, it can be $9.99 at Walmart. If you get it on sale, it can be, you know, $6.99. So 22 ammo can go anywhere between 3 and say 7 cents a round. I just got a bunch of ammo at Walmart for this. It was Federal, 115 grain, 9mm, and it was $15 a box. So that's 15 cents a shot. So it's less expensive to shoot this than it is to say shoot a you know, a 7.62 by 39, a 223. Definitely a lot less than a 308, especially if you're using match grade ammunition. But for regular old plinking rounds, you can have a lot of fun with this gun for a cheap amount of money. Okay, so the ammunition's inexpensive. The other thing is, you know, this makes a good home defense or, you know, farm gun. I mean, this is good out to 100 yards, which is probably pretty much maximum woodchuck distance. You know, so you can use this to shoot woodchucks in your, you know, in your backyard. It's a little bit more oomph than a 22 LR, you know, which is what I would usually use on a woodchuck. And I've had times, though, like shooting fishers and raccoons, where I've actually shot a fisher and I didn't hit it right in the head. If you don't hit a fisher right in the head, like directly between the eyes, that thing will live for like 10-15 minutes. It'll writhe in pain. And I've shot one of them 6 or 7 times before I actually hit it in the right spot to kill it, because they just move so fast. It wasn't like I was being cruel or anything like that. You know, they're tough animals. I've shot raccoons, and you can ask the local police around here. They've shot raccoons 3-4 times with 357 Magnums before they actually died. They're tough freaking animals. So anyway, this is a good varmint control rifle. This is just a good self-defense, home defense, all around. This is probably one of the nicer, you know, best ones you can get. Also, it's pistol caliber, so it's good for home defense if somebody's coming through your front door, you know. And in New York, you can't. It's hard to get a pistol in New York. Hard to get a pistol license. I was talking to a guy in the shop the other day, and he was telling me he's applying for his CCW out in Albany, I guess, and they want the password to your social media at this point before you can get a license. So anyway, pistol caliber carbine, it gives you, you know, it's not like I can hide this under a jacket or anything like that, but I wouldn't be doing that with this. You know, I wouldn't be carrying a gun outside of my house. You know, I mean, what really do I need a gun outside of my house for? You know, the police are there to protect me. Okay, so I'm you know, just in fairyland. The police are going to protect me. Yeah, you know, they'll show up 15 minutes after I've been shot, stabbed, raped, mugged, murdered. Pick one. Especially here in upstate New York, because chances are there might only be 5 cops in the entire county on duty at any given time. Road patrols. So, you know what? You're pretty much on your own. Anyway, let's get back to this. Thing is beautiful, okay? Let me go into some of the features. This, first of all, is 9mm, and it comes in the box, okay, with a lot of great accessories. It does come with a M-LOK rail. I thought this was the rail that would go on top, because the Ruger 1022s do come with like a Picatinny or a Weaver type rail that mounts on top, but this one has the built-in Weaver type rail. So this M-LOK, and it's a steel M-LOK rail, which I think is so cool. can be mounted under here, and in the bag it comes with the M-lock rail, the Allen wrench, and if you can see that right there, an additional sling swivel. Haven't even had a freaking drink yet. It is pretty early in the morning though. Well, yeah, it's getting almost to the afternoon at this point because I spent so much time reading that manual. What else does it come with? Like I said, it comes with the Ruger swag. I figured out where my manual went. It got left on my gunsmith's desk because he did actually take the time to set this up for me. Okay, I'll get into that in a minute. What else does it come with? It comes with this little foam thing. And this is the magazine well. Now this magazine well is the one that accepts the Ruger magazines. Comes with the Allen wrench to disassemble it. Another Allen wrench for something else, which I'll figure out in a minute which size this was. And it comes with the original Ruger. And this is a really nice magazine. It's steel. And it says right on the side, where was it? It says Ruger SR9 9x19. Okay, so this fits in an SR9. So if anybody has an SR9 and they need a magazine, write to me. Any of my viewers, first viewer that writes me says, "Hey, Uncle Robbie, I got an SR9. Can I have that 10-round magazine? Because I'm never going to use this." Okay, this is probably going to get lost and end up in a desk drawer someplace. Let me see if it even fits in here, which I'm sure it does, but yeah, that's how it goes. This is, anyway, so it comes with that. This one's really, these are nice magazines. Really nice magazines. Oh, it says right there. It says right there, it says, if you can see, it says made in Italy. And the company that makes these is actually a part of that company that I used to work for, Sile Distributors, D. Robertus. They actually made magazines, and I believe this comes from that factory. So this is actually real high quality stuff. But we're going to put this away because I don't need it. Now, when I went to my gunsmith, I said, "Hey, you know what? Ruger SR9 magazines are propriety stuff, and they're also about $35 a piece." But like I said, you can go on eBay all day long or Midway, and this is a Magpul. I think this is a Glock 19 10-round, because in New York we're only allowed to have 10 rounds magazines. Okay? But this fits in. How's that? Because this rifle comes, notice, chamber block, okay? This rifle's unloaded. Comes with Ruger. The Ruger comes with an adapter, mag adapter, to accept Glock magazines. Really cool thing. The other thing, mag release. The mag release is ambidextrous, and actually when these come shipped, the push buttons on this side, I actually had the gunsmith, and I'd like to thank Andy at Outlander Survival Supply in Duanesburg, New York, for totally, he's so cool. Total, like you go to the Golf Pro for your golf, you know, when you're going to a store that's not golf and guns. He's your gun pro. I mean, he is the one. Or like if you were buying a guitar from me or Donnie or somebody like that, we would totally set up that instrument before it left the shop. And Andy did that. He tuned this to me. So anyway, Andy put in the Glock mag well, and he also this was the push button was here. I like the push button here because it's the same side as an AR-15, M16. I was trained on an M16. I slept with one for a couple of years, so have very intimate knowledge of that rifle. And I just think that, you know, it's more natural to push the mag release button on this side, and this thing just drops freely. I mean, look at that. Woo! Pops right out. So that's the main reason that I really like this, is that it does accept the Glock magazines, and I can get as many of these as I want for probably $10 or $12 a piece. Hold that thought. I gotta go pee. Okay, where was I? I tell you what, having a 52-year-old prostate sucks, because your bladder interrupts you at the most inopportune times. So anyway, back to this rifle. Now, I was just talking about the ambidextrous magazine release, okay? The other thing that's ambidextrous is the charging handle. Now, Andy asked me if I'd like it on this side, which I guess it would be cool because you could do kind of magazine really, changes. You pull it here or push it there. Like I said, I'm used to the AR-15 button on this side, and I'm also used to the charging handle for the 1022, the Mini 14, even an AK has it on this side, M1 Garands. So I'm just used to kind of having we call this the charging handle. Now this comes out just a little Allen screw, and if you see on this side, there's another hole on the other side of the bolt where you can just put it in. But this thing is super cool, okay? It's really, the controls on this are a cross between like an AR-15 and a Ruger 1022. And what I mean by that is you have your little rocker thing here, okay? So if you want to lock your bolt back, just go like that. If you want to let it slide forward, you just let it go like that, okay? So your bolt open and closes the same as a 1022. Cross bolt safety, okay, right here. Red, can you see that? Red's fire. Not seeing red? That's safe. Don't ever trust a safety, okay? My advice to everyone is, when you're out in the woods with this thing, unless you're actively hunting, you're like, ooh, I'm looking for freaking wabbits, right? Don't keep around in the chamber. You can, and these rifles are safe that you can do it. My advice is never keep around in the chamber until you're actually ready, in position, sitting down in the woods, in your tree stand, waiting for Bambi to walk out. Of course you wouldn't shoot Bambi with this. You could. You probably wouldn't want to. I'm sure it would work, and I don't know if anyone's ever done it, because I don't think you're allowed to hunt with a 9mm in New York, at least. But this could be a viable hunting firearm. Anyway, so if you just pop that, okay? See that? And it closes, and that's why I have that indicator there. That chamber is empty. We know that's empty. There's no bullet in there. There can be no bullet in there if that thing's in there. Okay. So we got crossbolt safety. We got magazine release, ambidextrous charging handle. Now here's the coolest thing about this. Okay, you want to see a cool thing? Check this out. Now I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to. All right. Look at that. You can take this thing apart and you can actually carry this in your backpack. So this is a great hiking, camping, any type of outdoor adventure that you can imagine. This would be a great little sidekick for you to take with you, okay? And let's see if I can get it back together. So you slide that in there, you line up the lugs, okay? Push down, twist, and there you go. Back together. Isn't that neat? I got this with the M-Lock 4N because, yeah, I might want to put on a light or a laser. I could use this for coyote hunting at night. If I'm sitting by the caller, and usually when we go coyote hunting, the guy sitting by the caller usually has a shotgun. I'm usually the guy sitting next to the call machine. We have a little electronic caller. I'll show you that one day in a video. And I have a shotgun. When my caller is so good that these doggies just come running up. So the guy with the rifle, is sitting probably rear of me and off to the side, so he doesn't take a chance of shooting me. But I'm over here. The things run up to me usually directly to the call, so I sometimes have to shoot them with the shotgun. Let me tell you, this thing would be an awesome one to have at night if it had a laser on it. Really be cool for varmint control, coyotes, foxes, or you know what? Those damn foxes that ate all my ducks and killed my rabbits. I got a hard on for you bastards. Anyway, this would be a cool thing. This would be a great rifle to have. Now let's get to the sights. There is a Picatinny rail built right into the upper. Okay. There is a rear peep sight. It's a ghost ring peep sight. I don't know if you can. I'll try and get it up to the camera. Yeah, you see that. And the front sight, and this, like I said, it's unloaded. I'm pointing this rifle right at you. You can see the front post. So it's kind of got the little Y thing with the post. So it's the front sight does have the same. This is the same type of sight picture that I learned to shoot with through an M16 when I was in the Army or in Boy Scouts. Well, in Boy Scouts we had Anschutz rifles because we were training for biathlon. But this is the same type of peep sight, you know, aperture type of sight picture that you would have on a, say, an M16 AR-15 standard thing. So it's really cool. The only thing is it's so far away from me, and the front sight on this, I have to show you, is really, really narrow, okay? Which I think is cool. I mean, I wish my M16 in the Army's front post was that thin. It would have been easier to get a center on the 300-yard targets, because on an M16, the front sight post is actually wider than the target when you're looking at your sight picture, and we'll get into that one day, you know, at 300 yards. But whatever, I digress. This is not anything that I would want to use at, say, more than 100 yards. And believe me, in a defensive situation, like a self-defense situation, if you're shooting at something more than 100 yards away, chances are you can run. So my advice would be, before you got into any type of armed conflict with anyone, just run. Get out of the way. You know, any situation, just run. Get out of the way. The best way to win a fight is to not get into a fight. So, what else can I say about this? Oh, it's got adjustable length of pull. And that's another thing this rifle comes with, is it comes with spacers. You can see these spacers here. I have actually all of them that come with this rifle in here. And the way you usually adjust your length of pull is you hold your grip here, keep straight finger on the trigger, and what you want to do is make sure that the buttstock fits into the you know, your elbow right there. And I have a huge long length of pull because I am like over 6 feet tall, and I have huge long arms. But this thing just comes right up, and when I put it up, I get the perfect cheek stock weld, and I get the perfect sight picture. So anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna clean this up. I went to Walmart, and where are they? Oh, where's my brand new? I just had them right here on my desk. That's the great thing about being 52 years old. You can't remember shit. I bought a brand new brush, barrel brush, and mop, because I've never, I don't have a 9mm firearm in New York State, because, you know, without a license, you can't have a 9mm. I did have a Ruger camp carbine in 9mm. I actually had one in 40 caliber also. But I don't have them anymore. But so this is going to replace that. This is actually much cooler. And so I got my new 9mm brush and stuff. I can't find my cleaning rod either, so I'll maybe do a video later of how to clean this thing. But anyway, just wanted to show you my new Christmas present. Ruger pistol caliber carbine 9. I'll tell you why, all about it, when I do my gun control videos, more of it. But like I said, this is part of, Gun Month on Uncle Robbie's Science Corner. Anyway, everybody, Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad to my friend CBT. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Or Feliz Navidad. Maybe I should put on my warm sweater. I don't know. But for my friend CBD, Feliz Navidad. And for all you people who don't believe in that type of thing, have a great Wednesday. Love you guys. Keep on rocking in the free world.